I know that you love Lord Shiva deeply and your life is related deeply to him. Please give focus to understand Lord Shiva to us also, sir.
Lord Shiva, goodness just after goodness. Lord Shiva, the god of meditation. Lord Shiva is the god of yoga. Lord Shiva is the god of time. He is the god of dance. Lord Shiva is the god of destruction. He is the destroyer of evil. Lord Shiva as Param Brahma. Lord Shiva is the supreme being. Shankara, Bholanatha, Mahesha is Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the great. What not is Lord Shiva? Lord Shiva is the breath of the nature. Lord Shiva is the rumjhum, dance of the nature. Lord Shiva is the silence, creation. What not Lord Shiva?
Sir, can you say something about his tribal roots?
Yes, Shiva has pre-Vedic tribal roots. And the figure of Shiva, as we know him today, is an amalgamation of various older non-Vedic and Vedic deities. If you'll go and see the Rig Veda, where we are observing Shiva, Rig Vedic storm god Rudra, as the form of Rudra, who may also have non-Vedic origins, into a single major deity. Shiva is known as the destroyer, and will give the focus to Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. Shiva is the Supreme Lord who creates, protects, and transforms the universe. If you go to the Shakta tradition, the goddess or Devi is described as one of the Supreme. Yet Shiva is revered all along with Vishnu and Brahma. A goddess is seated or stated it to be the energy and creative power of Lord Shiva is Shakti. If you look to the image of Lord Shiva with Parvati, Sati, the equal complementary partner of Shiva, he is one of the 5 equivalent deities in Panchayatana Puja of the Samrat tradition of Hindustan or Hinduism. Shiva is the primal Atma, the soul, the self of the universe. Shiva is the benevolent aspects. He is depicted as omniscient yogi who lives in ascetic life on Mount Kailas, as well as householder with wife Parvati. He has 2 children, Ganesha and Kartikeya. In his fierce aspect, he is often depicted slaying demons. Shiva is also known as Adijogi Maheshwaram, regarded as the patron of God of yoga, meditation, and arts. If you go to the iconographical attributes of Shiva, then what you are observing, the serpent around his neck, The adoring crescent moon, the holy river Ganga flowing from his matted hair, the third eye on his forehead, the Trishula as his weapon, and Damru, the drum, in his hand. He is usually worshipped in the aniconic form of Lingam. Shiva is a pan-Hindu deity. My dear, what not Shiva is?
Sir, can you say something about historical development about Shiva?
Whenever we are talking about Lord Shiva's historical development, then first we have to understand the Sanskrit word Shiva. Shiva is a Devanagari word which is Shiva, means auspicious, propitious, gracious, benign, kind, benevolent, friendly. The roots of Shiva is folk. She means in, S-I-C, means in whom all things lie, where all are present. Pervasiveness, and Va, V-A-Va, means embodiment of grace. Can you imagine? With whom or inside of whom all things are lying, and his embodiment of grace. The word Shiva is also used in Rig Veda, approximately 1700 to 1100 BC, as an epithet for several Rig Vedic deities, including Rudra. Shiva here connotes liberation, final emancipation. The auspicious one is Shiva. My dear, this Shiva, sometimes present in Sarva Sarva, that's mean the root Sarva means to injure or to kill, interprets the name to connote one who can kill the forces of all darkness. He is Shiva. And if you'll go to see the Shiva's relatives, the relating to God Shiva, they are all Saivas, the disciples, Saivas. So Shiva, to have multiple meanings, the pure one, the one who is not affected by three gunas of Prakriti, Satta, Raja and Tama. He is beyond all those things. He will be never affected by Satta Guna, Raja Guna and Tama Guna. Shiva is known by many names as Vishwanath. He is the Lord of universe. Mahadev, Mahesha, Maheshwara, Rudra, Hara, Trilochana, Devendra. Devendra here, chief of the god. Nilakantha, Shubhankara, Triloknath, the Lord of three realms. The highest reverence for Shiva is Mahadeva, Devadidev Mahadev, great Lord. And when we are talking about Shiva, Shiva also has Dasa Sahasranamas, 10,000 names. If you go and see Mahanyasa, you will get there all the names. Satrudriya is a devotional hymn to Shiva, hailing him by many names. If you'll go to see the historical development, Shiva related to tradition is a major part of Hinduism, found all over the Indian subcontinent, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Southeast Asia, Bali, Indonesia. Shiva has pre-Vedic tribal roots, has origin in primitive tribes, signs and symbols. The figure of Shiva, as we know him today, is an amalgamation of various older deities in a single figure. Could you understand?
Yes, sir. So just now you described about the appearance of Shiva. Can you please explain each and everything about him, like a third eye of
If
Shiva?
you'll go to pre-Vedic elements, prehistoric art, if you'll see, scholars have interpreted early prehistoric painting at the Bhimbetka rock shelters, carbon dated to be from pre-10,000 BC periods, as Shiva dancing, Shiva's trident and his mount Nandi. Rock painting from Bhimbetka depicting a figure with a trishul have been described as Nataraja. If you'll go to Indus Valley, then you can see there Pasupati Nath. Several Indus Valley seals were available that show animals. One seal that has attracted attention show a large central figure, either horned or wearing a horned headdress and possibly seated in a posture reminiscent of the lotus position, surrounded by animals. This figure was named by early excavators of Mohenjo-daro and as Pasupatinath, the lord of animals. If you'll go and see the Sergeant Marshal's suggestion in this configuration, he has told it is yoga postures, the postures of meditation, knees out and feet joined. If you'll go and see the Gavin flood states that it is not clear from the seal that the figure has three faces, is seated in a yoga postures, or even that the shape is intended to represent a human figure. He characterizes this view speculative it is. It is iconographic presentations. John Marshall again interpreted in 1997 as facial as not human, but more bovine, possibly a divine buffalo man. This interpretation of seal continues to be disputed. But if you'll come to the Vedic elements, according to Anthony, the old Indic religion probably emerged among Indo-European immigrants in the contact zone between the Zaravathan River, present-day Iran. It was a syncretic mixture of old Central Asian and new Indo-European elements. Distinctive religious beliefs and practices. If you go and see the Proto-Indo-European elements and study it, the Vedic beliefs and practices of the pre-classical era were closely related to the hypothesized Proto-Indo-European religion and pre-Islamic Indo-Iranian religion, the similarities between the iconographic and theologies of Shiva with Greek and European deities have led to proposals for an Indo-European link for Shiva, which is lateral exchanges with ancient Central Asian cultures. His blissful image. The ancient Greek texts of the time of Alexander the Great called Shiva as an Indian Dionysius, or alternatively called Dionysus as God of the Orient. God of the Orient. Similarly, the use of phallic symbol as an icon for Shiva is also found for Iris, Nordic, Greek, and Roman deities, as was the idea of the aniconic linking heaven and earth among early Indo-Aryans. States Roger Woodward, others contest such proposals and suggest Shiva to have emerged from indigenous pre-Aryan tribal origin. Could you understand?
Yes, sir. Means you want to say that Shiva is beyond Hinduism and Indian subcontinent also.
Yeah. And he's the universal Lord, Vishwanatham.
Okay. Sir, I want to know that the Kaaba or the Makkah Medina where it is said that it is a Shivlingam.
Before that, you have to understand the total development. Then you will go to the Kaaba and Makkah Medina. It is right what you are saying. Because this is the only place where there is siphonic structures, where there is dripping of waters, drop by drop. But before that, my dear, and there is no Linga Puja in that fact. But before that, you have to understand about Rudra. In Rig Veda, Rudra is there. Shiva, we know him today, shares many features with the Vedic god Rudra. Both Shiva and Rudra are viewed as the same personality in Hindu. Could you understand?
Yes, sir.
Rudra are viewed as the same personality in Hindu scriptures. Synonymically, Rudra, a Rig Vedic deity with fearsome powers, was the god of the roaring storm. He is usually portrayed in accordance with the elements. He represents as a fire's destructive deity, described as the father of the Rudras, a group of storm gods. Flood notes that Rudra is an ambiguous god, peripheral in the Vedic pantheon, possibly indicating non-Vedic origins. Nevertheless, both Rudra and Shiva are akin to Odin, the Germanic god of rag and the wild hunt. According to Sadashivan, during the development of the Hindu synthesis, attributes of the Buddha were transferred by Brahmins to Shiva, who was also linked with Rudra. The Rig Veda has 3 out of 1028 hymns dedicated to Rudra, and he finds occasional mention in other hymns of the same text. The Rig Veda states that deity Rudra has 2 natures, one wild and cruel, Rudra, and another that is kind and tranquil, Shiva. Now I hope that you are able to understand the synonyms of Shiva and Rudra. The term Shiva also appears simply as an epithet that means kind, auspicious. Relationship with Agni. Rudra and Agni have a close relationship. The identification between Agni and Rudra in the Vedic literature was an important factor in the process of Rudra's gradual transformation into Rudra Shiva. The identification of Agni with Rudra is explicitly noted in the Nirukta, an important early text of etymology, which says Agni is also called Rudra. The interconnection in between the two deities are complex. And according to Stiller Mist, the fire myth of Rudra, Shiva plays on the whole gamut of fire, bellowing all its potentialities and phases from conflagration to illumination. In Sata Rudriya, some epithets of Rudra, such as Sasipanjara, golden red hue as of flame, and Tribhashimati, flaming bright, suggest a fusing of the two deities. Agni is said to be a bull, and Lord Shiva possesses a bull as his vehicle, Nandi. The horns of Agni, who is sometimes characterized as a bull, are mentioned in medieval sculpture. Both Agni and the form of Shiva, known as Bhairava, have flaming hair as a special feature. Not only this, we are getting also Shiva are inherited from Indra in some characteristics. Both are associated with mountains, rivers, male fertility, fierceness, fearlessness, warfare, and transgression of established mode. So, in this regards, we are getting the ideas that how Shiva is associating with Rudra, with Agni, with Indra. Here, the Om sound, the Rig Veda, the term Shiva is used to refer to Indra. Indra, like Shiva, is likened to a bull. In the Rig Veda, Rudra is the father of the Maruts, but he is never associated with their warlike exploits as is Indra. Many of the qualities of Indo-Iranian god of might or victory is related with Lord Shiva. So, if you'll go and see the text and artwork of Jainism, show Indra as a dancer. Although not identical, generally resembling the dancing Shiva artwork found in Hinduism, particularly in their respective mudras. For example, Shiva is the father of all mudras. In the Jain caves at Ellora, extensive carvings show dancing Indra next to the images of Tirthankars in a manner similar to Shiva Nataraja. The similarities in the dance of iconography suggests that there may be a link between ancient Indra and Shiva. If we'll go to understand the Atharva Shirsha's Upanishad, where it mentioned Rudra and assert all gods are Rudra. Everyone and everything is Rudra, and Rudra is the principle found in all things. Their highest goal, the innermost essence of all reality that is visible or invisible, it is present inside of Rudra. If you go to see the Kaivalya Upanishad, which is also states by one German ideologist, scholars and professor, Dr. Paul, in his philosophy he describes the self-realized man as who feels himself only as the one divine essence that lives in all, who feels identity of his and everyone's consciousness with Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the supreme consciousness, the highest Atma, who has found this highest Atman within the depth of his heart. Could you understand?
Yes, sir.
So, Shiva, Rudra Shiva, is identified as the creator of the cosmos and liberators of souls from the birth, rebirth cycle. Rudra Shiva, again I am saying, is the creator of beautiful, enormous cosmos and liberator of souls, by which you will be free from rebirth cycle. Shiva is what Shiva not.